Hey guys, welcome to this new video. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys intuitive EO. This won't include anything about prediction and all those advanced EO thingies. This video is just going to teach you guys how to do normal, basic EO. And the EO I'm going to teach you guys in this video is just that force cross OLL EO. So it has nothing to do with things like 6-move OLLs and all those harder color thingies that I do not even know myself. But let's go on with a real tutorial. Just like in Intuitive F2L, Intuitive EO also has setups. And if you guys didn't notice, Intuitive EO has 2 setups. So let's start this video by showing off both of the setups. So the first setup is going to come up now. This is the first setup, and it's where all 3 yellow edges on the upper face are all oriented right. The only thing you have to do here to finish up your EO is to insert your last pair into your last slot with the normal RUR prime. Here is the next setup, and it is where the 2 edges at the back are oriented right. This is where you have to learn the sledgehammer. If you guys didn't know what a sledgehammer is, here it is. So you do the sledgehammer and pay presto, and you're done with your EO. So those are the 2 setups. You don't have to remember them, but just keep them in mind that you will be needing these setups to follow the tutorial right now. So now you guys know about setups, let's move on to swapping edges. So on the topic of swapping edges, there are actually 2 techniques. Let's go over the first technique as fast as we can. So here's the first technique, and it is where you have to choose between this edge or this edge. So you can also do it on an unoriented edge if you want. It's more efficient if you put it and use it on an oriented edge. So in this case, an oriented edge is on this position, so I can bring this up. How? You bring it up, you put it aside, and when you're putting it aside, you want to try putting it aside so that the pair won't be affected if I put it back down. So in this case, I can put it like this, and there you go. That one is there. And that is how you can swap edges. And if you do that the whole time, you can start resulting in setups. And there you go. In my case, I already got a sledgehammer setup, meaning I can do a sledgehammer to finish up EO. The second technique here is using sledgehammers. So we all know how to use sledgehammers when you want to insert things, right? But you can also do sledgehammers like on the back of the pair. So right here. That way that pair kind of flips around and faces the other direction, but that also results in some edges that are oriented right. Those are the 2 techniques I have to show you. Now let's move on to the actual construction of EO. Now about the construction of EO. So the first step you always want to do in EO is to figure out which setup to use. In this case here, I'll look at the upper face and see which edges are oriented right. In my case, this edge is oriented right, meaning it just takes one edge to be right here and to be oriented right to create a sledgehammer setup. So that is why I'm going to choose the sledgehammer setup as a goal. Once you've picked a sledgehammer setup or an RUR prime setup as your goal, then the next thing you're going to do is to make that setup by swapping edges. You can use any technique as long as you finish up with your goal and a last pair right here. The next thing you do, you finish up EO by finishing up your setup. There you go, a cross case. So that was the construction of EO, and just to make it a little more clear, I'm going to do one more walkthrough solve with you guys. So here's the walkthrough solve, and this is where I see that there are 2 edges oriented right, and they're both opposite each other. So I see that this edge is right here. All I have to do here is I want to make that RUR prime setup. It's really simple. All I have to do is to put one edge right here. How? I bring this up, I put it aside twice and bring it back down. That way I have all three edges up there oriented right. That way the RUR prime setup is finished. So guys, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really worked really hard for this video, so just appreciate it by giving me one like. See you guys in another video guys, and be sure to subscribe.